In this video, we're going to show you how to replace the AC condenser on your Chevy Malibu. This is going to be located behind the front bumper. Let's get started. Before beginning this job, be sure to bring your car down to the local shop and have them evacuate your AC system. Using a 10mm, we're going to remove the 7 bolts for the front bumper. You're going to have 2, one on either side on these outsides. Remove the bolt, do the same thing on the other side. Continue down the front, removing the bolts. One more right here. And do the same thing on the other side. Using a 7mm socket, we're going to remove the 3 bolts inside our inner fender liner. On the bottom side of the bumper, we're going to have a few more screws to take out. Using a 7mm socket. I'm going to remove the one on the corner. Remove those 3. Now our inner fender liner should freely float. Remove the 5 7mm bolts that are on the bottom of this splash guard. We have one more in this corner. Get your hand in between the bumper and the fender liner and pull that fender liner back. Right in the top, right on this seam, you're going to find a 7mm bolt. Go ahead and remove that bolt. And we can pop our bumper out of the bracket. Do the same thing on the other side. Reach inside of the fender liner and find your connector. There's a red tab. That's a lock. Go ahead and pick that lock up. Push on that tab. Push on that tab and pull straight back. Remove the connector. Do the same thing on the other side. Pull the bumper out. Do the same thing on the top side. Do the same thing on the other side. Using a T15 bit, we're going to go through the front and remove all of the bolts. Remove the 2 trim pieces, pull the bumper forward, then remove the bumper. Using a trim tool, we're going to remove the 2 clips on the front, pop the clip up and remove it. Do the same thing on the other side. Remove that top cover. Remove the clip that's holding in the airbox tube. Be sure that you don't let this clip fall down there. Remove the two 7mm bolts for the hood latch. Flop that over to the side. Remove the two 10mm bolts on that hood latch bracket. And one more 7mm bolt on the front of the bumper support. Remove the assembly. Pop up right on here. There's a little plastic clip on bottom. Remove the connector off the sensor for our condenser. We're going to push up on that tab and pull straight back. Using a 13mm socket, we're going to remove the nut for the lines. Remove the lines out of the condenser. Remove the 10mm bolt and nut for the top isolator. Do the same thing on the other side. On either side, there's going to be a locking tab on our condenser. We're going to push up on this plastic tab using a trim tool or a flat blade screwdriver. Gently press up on this. As you do that, we're going to push forward on the condenser, pulling it out of that lock, and we'll go do the same thing on the other side. Pop it out of place. Tilt your condenser forward. We'll have to move a few of these rubber shields out of the way that are just air dams. And remove the condenser. Install the stud that came with the new condenser. I'm going to use a stud installer and snug this down. If you don't have one of these, you could use two nuts, snug them together, and then tighten the top one to tighten the stud. Just going to get it nice and snug. Install the condenser down into place. Line it up and push it into place. Using a 14mm wrench, we're going to remove the sensor out of our old condenser. Remove the sensor. There should be an O-ring. Using a pick, remove the old O-ring out of the sensor if it's stuck. Remove the cap on the new condenser. There should be an O-ring there. Install your sensor. Snug the sensor down. Remove the two caps for the condenser line holes. Give a check to the O-rings that are on your condenser lines. Be sure there's no rips, tears. Install the two lines into the condenser. Install the nut. Snug the nut down nice and tight. Grab your connector. Install it onto the sensor. Push until you hear that click. give it a pull, make sure it's locked on. Torque the nut to 16 foot-pounds. Install the lower air dam. Push those clips into place. Install the screws for the air dam. Do this on both sides. Install the connector. Push down until you hear that click. Close that locking tab. Install the top radiator brackets into place. Get the bolts started. And get the nut started as well. And do the same thing on the other side. Snug them all down. Install the upper air dam into place. We're going to have these clips on either side. Push them down into place into those plastic pieces. Install the two 10mm bolts through the top. Snug them down. We're going to install the two screws for the hood latch lever. Snug them down. Install the screw for the front of that air dam. Install the top trim down into place. Make sure it's sitting under that hood latch lever. Install the 10mm bolts for the top trim piece. Snug them all down. Get the bumper in front of the car. We're going to install the connectors for our lights on either side. Grab the connector, line it up, push until you hear a click. Push that locking tab down. Make sure it won't go anywhere. Do the same thing on the other side. Lift the bumper up and into place. Lining up your brackets on both sides. Install the bolt through the back of the fender into the bumper. Get it started by hand. Snug the bolt down. Do the same thing on the other side. Install the two top valence trim panels. Go down the line and install all of your Torx bolts. Go down the line, snugging down all of the bolts. We had one more 10mm bolt right in the middle here. Get that started by hand and snug it down. Peel the fender liner back, reach up and install the 7mm screw. Get it started by hand and snug it down. Push the fender liner up into place, tuck it inside of that bumper. Repeat that process on the other side. Install the bolts through the fender liner into that bumper cover. Snug them all down. Go down the line and install all the bolts that we took out of the fender liner and bumper cover. Install the clip on the bottom side, lock it down. Now that you've completed your repair, bring your car down to your local shop and have them recharge your AC system.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.